This is an Edgar Cole Arete. These knives just kind of rolled out, I want to say, maybe at the beginning of the year. 2025 here is when these came out. They're known for their, I think it's called the Crimea, which is a flipper only knife. And that's been around for a while. And they've now moved on to this model, which has, as you can see, a thumb stud for deployment. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, do that on camera for you guys. And also features this liner lock. Maybe it's an inset. Honestly, guys, I'm pretty bad at deciphering inset liner. I think it's a liner lock. You can put it in the comments below. But as you can see, this thing is super clean. I mean, look at that. Look at the way, like I've never seen a design quite like this with the way they do the release for the lock. And it's super smooth. A little drop shutty for me, for it to be perfect in that way, but still really nice. You can reverse flick it. And I love these fins, these cutouts here. Super cool. But yeah, I mean, just look at that. Super clean. No one else does it like that. And overall, the knife is just, it's clinically like perfect. And there's over 40 hours of hand work that's done to each knife. Like the clip on this, I was talking to them. The clip on this, there's over 2 hours of hand sanding on each clip to get it the way they want. And they get it, you know, these scales are contoured, and to get that perfectly right, you know, he explained to me the detail that goes into it, and it's truly insane. So these guys are out of Phoenix, and Edgar Cole isn't a guy, so it's actually Gabe Anderson and Robert Riley, and they're engineers out of the general Phoenix area, I believe. I know Arizona, but I think it's Phoenix. But regardless, they're both engineers, and they do this on the side. And Edgar's one of the guy's middle names, and Cole's the other guy's middle name, so that's Edgar Cole. So this isn't just one guy, Edgar Cole, like it, you know, like it might sound or might allude to. It's two guys. They work. It's pretty crazy too, because of the heat in Arizona. In the summer months, they're working on these knives between like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night to 4 in the morning. That's their working hours at their shop when they're working away on this. And a lot of it's hand fit, so like they use CNC and stuff, but when they cut out the scales and all the parts, because everything's done in house, like the scales, for example, are cut ever so slightly. You know, I'm not a machinist to know like proper terminology. The way he's explaining it to me is it's cut ever so slightly large, and then to get it absolutely dead nuts perfect on a lot of the parts, they hand fit everything or hand sand everything down to get it perfect. A process which in total takes approximately 40 hours per knife to in hand work alone to get it to where they want it. So truly, you know, it's impeccably done to the point, like I said, it's pretty clinical in the execution, because it's so well done. Like when you compare it to even the, you know, like a Craig Brown, or let's say a Cody Utzler or Oz Machine, like this is like another level, a different level when it comes to the finishing details on it, and just how clean it is on everything. Like you can't find a flaw anywhere. Action wise is great. I will say You know, it actually, you know, I was gonna say doesn't roll out. I forgot that this one actually does. It's another knife I've got that's doesn't roll out the greatest. That was just handling. Rolls out great, flicks out great, reverses great. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I do believe it's a little drop shutty for me, but you know that might be able to get adjusted. I don't know. It's nothing I'm gonna mess with. Backspacer is really neat. Focus. I mean, look at that. I mean, it's one of those knives where you can just look at it and you feel like, okay, where's the, you know, with all the handwork that goes into it, show me where the air is. You know, show me some flaw, and you'll look over this thing and you won't find it. The blade shape's really cool. And I like how it kind of looks like something organic almost. You know, you get the line, come down and swoop, up and swoop. You know, it's just very symmetrical. Yeah, just a beautiful knife. Very well executed. Size wise, here's a full size Sabenza. Then here is a Strider PT. Gives you a good idea there. So it's actually a pretty, you know, large knife, you know, as far as length. Let's see, move this forward just a little bit. You know, similar to the Sabenza in that regard. Weight wise, let's throw it on scale. Come on. Zoom out a little bit. 3.4 ounces. So it's a big knife. Blade length's 3.75 and the overall length's 8 1/4. And it's 3.4 ounces, so it's very lightweight for its size. But yeah, beautiful knife. So Edgar Cole, how do you get one of these things? Well, it's not easy. So these guys don't do orders. You have to wait for a drop. Now their drops, it's one knife at a time. They do this part-time. And again, you know, in the middle of the night, they're working away one at a time. 40-ish or so hours later, they finish one up, you know, probably, I feel like they do about one knife a month, maybe every other month. So we're talking, you know, probably 8 to 12 knives a year. They do whatever configuration they feel like. They sometimes do it without fins. They sometimes do it flipper only. They sometimes do it Damascus. So it's kind of like, you know, you have to keep an eye out for one become available, and then when one comes available, is it even in a configuration that you want? You know, who knows? You know, you have to just wait to see. Then when it becomes available, are you the first one to call dibs on it? Because what they do is they'll launch it either on Instagram or Facebook, or sometimes both, and you have to be the first one. So it's pretty hard to, you know, call dibs when it's just random. You know, it could be literally any minute they have it, and then, you know, if it's on Facebook and Instagram, you know, your chances of getting it, unless you reply within 30 seconds, is next to nothing. Table price on this is pretty high. It's $18.50 for one of these things in this configuration. Given the amount of handwork that goes into it, it's justified. But it is a lot of money, for sure. But, you know, it's one of those things where if you feel like owning something that's very difficult to get and very well executed, like to the, you know, this is one of the better executed knives I've handled. That goes for CNC only knives, custom handmade knives, and this being kind of a combination of both. It's probably the best. on execution, fit and finish. And I just love the simplicity of it, and I really, really love the design of the blade release there, lock bar design. It's just beautiful. Very, very impressive piece that, you know, I think anyone would love to have in their collection. And if you have a chance to buy one directly from them, I suggest doing it if it's the configuration you want. If there's a configuration on the secondary that you like, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. It's truly a remarkable knife that, you know, probably won't go anywhere. All right, thank you.